Growing up in a Puerto Rican household with a sister and a mother meant two things. It was round and it was big. So big. Why was it so big? And also, it was strict. It was really strict. Like to a point where on a daily basis, I was just thinking about hitting up child services as my sneaky link. And I'm pretty sure if there's anybody that's qualified to talk about this, it's me. Because I've been through it all, thick and thin. I know what strict parents are. And if there's anywhere to start, it is the holy Trinidad of strict parents. Getting your ass beat after you've done something wrong. Now, back in my day, I was a little bit of a troublemaker, okay? I guess you could call me a bad boy. But not without consequences, because I had a lot of consequences. Now, back in my day, me and my friends didn't really like school. And where do you have to do school? In your books. And we thought, well, if nobody has their books, then you can't do school. So what we did is slowly, over the course of an entire month, stole 1 or 2 books from somebody and just put them in a private place in the school so nobody could find them. And then one day, everybody turned up without books.
Sensational.
So there was no school. Well, that's what we thought anyway, but that's not how it went down. What actually went down is the private place we thought we found was the teacher's toilet. Now, I don't know if you know this, but hiding supplies teachers need to teach in a teacher's toilet does not end well for you. It's not like it's our fault. Like, if we knew that was a teacher's toilet, we obviously wouldn't have put it in there, but it wasn't marked. Let's not talk about the voice crack. And you might be thinking, how did the teachers find out you were the person that was putting the books in the toilet? Well, there wasn't a lock on the toilet. Like, bro, what toilet doesn't have a lock, man? And so me and my buddy, we walked into the room. There was a teacher taking a shit and we had like 3 books in both of our hands. Oh god. It wasn't just a toilet, okay? So before you comment saying, bro, how could you be so stupid? Like, it wasn't just a toilet. It was also a storage place. But there was a toilet inside the storage place. Anyway, so they made us give up our stash of books and we went to the principal's office.
I'm going. Psych, I lied.
They split us up, by the way. I'm pretty sure they wanted one of us to snitch. But you know my boy held it down. Yes, what I would say if he did, but he didn't. He fucking snitched on me in the first 30 seconds. But the punishment wasn't that bad, okay? They called our parents up. Oh, God. Oh, and it did not end well for me. I already told you I had strict parents. And when you combine strict parents with you doing something bad, well, you know what they say. A negative plus a negative makes an even bigger negative. When I got home, oh my god, I got the almighty whippage, man. My parents went ham on me. I'm still here to tell the story, so obviously it wasn't that bad. And I was a repeat offender, so it only got worse. But let's move away from that to some of the things my parents wouldn't let me do. And there were some strange things. One of them being, my parents wouldn't let me wear branded clothes. Yes, yeah. You heard that, right? Branded clothes. I don't know if it was just because we were broke or my parents didn't like brands. But if they ever saw me in a pair of Jordans or Nike t-shirt, game over, man. Which just led to me getting absolutely violated by all of my friends when I pulled up in Walmart own brand clothes.
Oh my god, bro.
Jesus Christ, some of the drip my parents put on my body was just unacceptable. Like, that's child cruelty, man. They knew what they were putting me through. They knew what other kids were going to say, but they still put it on my body and said, you have to wear this. But it's okay. There's a positive to everything. And one of the positives of this was that I never had to worry about my own clothes at the weekends because I was never allowed out. For real, man, I only started going out when I was like 15, 16. And my parents had to know where I was going, who was around me, the mother's maiden name, what neighborhood, what type of people. This just goes on and on and on. I was basically filling out a job form whenever I wanted to leave the house. Now, my parents were also religious. Yeah, religious Puerto Rican parents. What a mix. I don't know if you know this, but if you're religious, it means you go to church. And every Sunday, we went to church. Now, I did not like church. I don't think any kid likes church. And the church I went to, I especially didn't like, man. Because you had to sing. It wasn't like good singing. Not like we had Jay-Z coming in for us and dropping some bars. In fact, the bars were weak. Yeah, bro, the Bible got some weak-ass bars. Nah. All respect in God's name. But fuck church. Even the church that annoys me the most, it's the time that the church is at. Usually, most normal churches, they're at like 11 or midday. Nah, no. 7 a.m., bro. And our church was like an hour away, takes an hour to get ready. That means we're waking up at 5 a.m. for a 1-hour church service. Never! Which I don't do anything for. I just lip sync the words and then dip after an hour. What's the point? You may as well let me get those extra 5 hours of sleep. But nope, if you have strict parents, you know they insist on this. You are not a good person if you don't go to church. Furthermore, my parents are boomers. And boomers have badass hearing. And so when they were watching a film downstairs and I was up trying to sleep, they just always cranked the volume up to max so I couldn't sleep. Best believe I can't go down and tell them to be quiet. Nah. It's their house. It's their rules. You have to abide by them. Then if I do badly in school the next day, oh, it's my fault. Oh, okay, that makes so much sense. Thank you for just clarifying that. No! It doesn't make sense and it's stupid and I wish I could just tell my parents this, but I can't. There's no way to convey to them my thoughts. If you think this is bad, why don't we just round off the video with another story of my childhood experiences at school. Now, if you went to a school like mine, you probably had a class pet. And our class pet was a stick insect. A very easy animal to lose and a very easy animal that died. And every weekend, a kid would take the stick insect home. His name was Larry, by the way. We're calling him Larry. And one weekend, it was mine, which I was very happy about. But my parents weren't. They did not like animals, especially in their home, even if it's a stick insect. So when I rocked up from school on Friday to my parents' crib with this stick insect, they didn't let it in the house, which at first thought is like, that's not that bad. He can just go outside, right? Yeah, that should be fine. But my fucking stupid 10-year-old brain thought, oh nah, he'll freeze outside because we lived in sort of a cold place. But at like 8:30 at night, after my mom had tucked me in, I went outside and I got Larry and put him in the kitchen, a place where you eat things. Oh god. And he was in a jar, by the way. He wasn't in a cage. So it was very easy to mistake him for another jar. Yeah, because he's a tiny little fucker. And after that, I went to bed and slept very well. But apparently, my dad decided to have a midnight snack. But I put Larry right next to a pot of Twiglets, which if you don't know, it's like a British crisp or chip, whatever you say. Twiglets and a stick insect have a very similar build. So when my dad reached into the jar of the Twiglets, he found Larry and he fucking freaked out. And I'm sorry to say, but Larry is no longer with us. He got absolutely fucking curb stomped by my dad. Larry got 360 no-scoped and my dad got that positive kill to death ratio. Anyway, rest in piss, Larry. I fucking hate you. Worst class pet ever. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Love you.